Adishima memu nyina ahan mmoko aba from to breakers ye bobre aso he wo UTV so ye wo ship house abeka junction ANKRAH eno he ne ye de esomo kase ye boy de ebe ase dabi wo mu an wa kame ho na ye de ama this way chocolate drink Cocoa near dia ye edde na de ohia hey ensohie have a special ice ensuo so e wodwa so a ensue babia eno a ene enom hey ye beto abai babia be fa bia ye special na ye wie nso a e de dibronya e de aka ho na special drinks nso mankoda no enumbe e de papa enuaba nkasa no nsuo e na ye de aye enumekwe boy chi dom se ya don hwe bako entem ye de kase bo aye omemo ene amono ne de emamo yentie ensem amoba betini ebia Electoral Commission Ghana abato asoye no special voters list wode aba abontia ye di enchemu ebemamo Omampanyin na DANKWA AKUFO-ADDO atubi e di amane omampanyin da JDM say asa ne ho pre no ne ho jira no ama fe de campaign wo hu de oyam de okane say VSHS ono ene de bai nenso eyade a enkuguo ena obedie Omampanyin da DRAMANI MAHAMA so asema wo kan se Ghana fo anye krado so wo mo beto aba ma NPP atoa so esan ho kire bebrebe a Omampanyin na DANKWA AKUFO-ADDO ene na ban e de aba omanfo so enti na yeko oti mantam emu a mantam no mpanyimfo e di book of condolence ato say omanfo no entro bibi emfa nkai Omampanyin da Agyewudi John RAWLINGS a wati na nanom e wo Asiedu ensem bebre e ka we ho don hwe bako entem ye de beso mo say from to bre kase bo okenkan for eyemme obahima Afia kire Asiedu yentie ensem no enchiemo Ghana yabato so Electoral Commission panyimfo wo mo the special voting list ababonten na de wo mu nyina ene say benada December bosome ne da edinkan he wa fi emu no wo manfo a wo mo eye dwumadie sunku bi na wo mo dwumadie ni nti abato eda no wo mo ntimi enkonko sanlai ento abansafo ni nyina ebeko akwakoto aba ama no ayeyie na wo mo ye wo ma wo mo ye ensentro adwuma afi bambofo any election official woma omogbe ama abato no yato no saa da no wom ntumi entube enti saa afo ni nyina ebetumi akoto omaba ama na yeyi a Electoral Commission head special voting list no aba abonten wo se eno betumi aboa enti omanfo nyina enhye no so se de be ya wo ye sentroni wo ye bambofo wo ye election official na obetumi adi dwuma saa da na wo benya akwanya soronko na akoto waba enti list no Electoral Commission head aba abonten Electoral Commission esan e de atudwa say abato edu so saa eya ye election observers ubanse wo mo nenammu head wani kurotwa wisi e hwese de aba no e ho nsenka ye nyina esi ekọ na Electoral Commission head to observers behwe adefo nanim say enye bone se omude omani be kwa kwhwe de ekọ e wa ba ebeto no emom na emom madaroma ekoba se bia mentim ho ase bi eyi niti e wo nipa wo beto aba any polling station panyifo no entema wo mani abrese wo mo che de obeto aba no kwampa wo mfa so na wonya de no oh no observers for dimrika no ase wo mo na ebe pata ye be kirem akiremfo eno na Electoral Commission say se adwumadie no wo mfa nhye wo mo ensa enti EC deputy chair in charge of corporate services Dr. Bosman Erika Sare head ya tudwa say we observer na eduro na ukohwa ade na empo basabasa ye bi yiniti he wo polling station na wugina na wo moto nsafro say observer beboa ye ne empata beboa ne ensiesia enkoho Bomadian so betumi ache ho na de obetimi nsa de ekoso no se ani enyan a ene wabomadian record na forms bi a ewo ho wa file ne kama na de ekoso hu ye nyina no so watumi ade aguso ade ama empanyifo Dr. Bosman Asare say woni Electoral Commission hwe kwan se omanfo ye observers be hwadefo nyina ebetumi de emra ene enhihye ne atumi aye adwuma ekoba ne sa ebeboa ama fi aba ye beto no wantwi ene basabasa bia enya ebeyiniti ewomo yetwa ensam no eso na omampanyin na DANKWA AKUFO-ADDO e de ato omampanyin da DRAMANI MAHAMA ono e na etu frank adiama NDC amanyoko nanim se omampanyin da JDM why desperate ne ho yira no ekwan bia so opetumi so omanfo ento aba ema no enti afede de wo kan se free SHS ono e na de ba 2015 e wa abreko a enye no kre
Mampeni na ADDO DANKWA AKUFO-ADDO ena ekasa ya ne nkasa ni nyina wo to de amane eye frankatufo de ma NDC amanyokuo Ghana Mampeni dada John DRAMANI MAHAMA no wose asesisi an nani abredododo pritumi enti wogina simpia ni mu ade beba nanu mu bia no wo ka free SHS asisi ade bo ho safo hene san wo na ade baaye no eye yiye nti na apese wo ne MPP aban ne ba be chemu animunyam nanso so de opese o ka kye ne se onfa nhye ne tiri mu se emfiempene ni aduonu abato ye de be hye so December bosom de to sonson ne enkugodie ene wo honom ede ma no nti mema ne mma meje free SHS ne mfa me pre vote bia na entimi enkoyi mfa ma ne saga
onipa me ne isi akan the Mampeni dada John DRAMANI MAHAMA onamomanum and all shebo say oba obey say hey Ramahama unya foforo ma ye wo Ghana ya hu sa no ho adwuma de dawo ya hu de obey ye wan be ye bibi titru bia ma Ghana for anuti na Ghana for pamo ya ayesa ya de me ba ye. You have no record to defend. That's why it's a series of promises and of lies, campaign of fabrication, misrepresentations, and outright lies. And that campaign is crumbling by the day into confusion and failure as you're staring defeat in your face today in Ghana. Yeah, Nancy, waka, I am one pa, nature, why desperate ampa. Or say, senior high school, no, I don't know the buyer. Now, a quiet person, no. O di jam in a man, so manyan ye. Hey, now free senior high school by the free one on the set. And nada, need to mean yet. Now you better cry 20 years, they bet to me. And then I said, chair, also over 2 billion CDs on French school fees. Nene, what's on the buy? Now the buy there's a formula out the 200 men diso 18 years. Now I say I'm afraid exams about the best results in a decade. And then you can't go to the presidency of Ghana on fabrications, misrepresentations, and outright lies. It is not possible. The Ghanaian people will not permit it to happen. Said the 7th of December. Ghana for better Mahama say one in near referee, one card your bay no pepe and send him to another ignominious defeat on the 7th of December.
Yakai arefo nyina ese despite media Afia ba yebeton de egen na so brane pa o enya de bejejaye ho madaroma yebekọ bebia mantam bese dunsia no Ghana fa na nyina obehu UTV wo ho Peace FM yenie OK FM Hello FM na Neat FM tie kaboma na chese the report ni nyina ebeba wutie radio na uhwe UTV na de ekoso bia nso ye de maw na ya boaw amwatumi esigina ya eye papa ewa afi aba ye ba beto no ebo Yentwa yensem no eswei omampanyin dada John DRAMANI MAHAMA ono na etu franka ediama NDC amanyoko wa Afia ba eba beto no emo na okasa ene wode etu dwase omampanyin na ADDO DANKWA AKUFO-ADDO ene MPP fo enhwe hu se Ghana fo enye krado se wo mudi mfie nnan foforo a eye ahokere ene abenedie ebeba enti fo mbo fo na wayi no ho a woka no enya de a obenya Ghana fo entoma no
We were extending electricity to some constituencies, and we didn't finish before we left. I'm assuring those constituencies, those communities, that when we come, you will get power. And then the road, we'll come and finish it, and we will commission it for you. I know that there's small-scale mining here. We're going to come and arrange the small-scale mining sector so that he can employ as many young people in this community as possible. We'll let the security services stop harassing you and seizing your equipment. Those whose equipment have been seized will give your things back to you. This election is about choices. We have to make the choice between continued hardship. And so when they ask for 4 more, you ask 4 more to do what? 4 more years of hardship. We're not ready to go through 4 more years of hardship. We're calling on the MPP to stop that propaganda. If you feel you've done something, come and stand before the people and account for what you've done. You don't just stand and say, we fulfilled all our promises. Where are the factories? Where are the dams? Where is the $1 million? 7th December, we're going to cast our ballots. NDC is number 2 on the ballot paper. And so it's too sure, too sure, too sure, too direct, too direct, too direct.
Akwanya akwantimpon so afọ owura kwesi amoko ata he de ato dwa se omampanyi deda John Dramani Mahama ni nsem bi okokan e obongo abato mpasua ene atifido mantam emono wo ma ne ho ye ne nwanwa paa na ene nwanwa se omampanyi deda John Dramani Mahama okono obi ene ni hwade yi ana
Amampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama kura Frankemu ema NDC amayuko no ekire se MPP aban eba yi wonye puntudwuma ba kokrampo e wo mantifi mantemu enkanka eni bongo abato mpesua ne so eno enonumnyafo akwasi AMOAKO ata akire mu se enti amampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama wonte Ghana na asafe eno waba Ghana wonhwe akwan agodo aban aye e wo sa mpesua ne so enti asema wo ka no wo boa wonya aka ne nyati wonka asanfofo na Ghana fonte ase mfanto abama no nya se wo twantro e de Akyere adehia ewo bongo abato mpesua ne so
yewura former president John Dramani Mahama owo esremu sesei owo esremu sesei and somewhere walk kanu nyina no wokofa boga boku pomakro akwano so a distance of 109 kilometers and this time one the one anuka ya one to me anya President AKUFO-ADDO Oshehubo minimu kasei the entire stretch of road is almost completed and ra okofasu naneni subrino Muntu Obama His Excellency the President now onkoso medamasi
Panyida da John Dramani Mahama any NDC for nsema woka ene se ansha eda ebeto aba ewa afim no aban be pese obema internet nyina edundum na te se social media obi nko na campus obi aba no nam sa kwane so emma omanfo kra enhu de ekoso ewa aba ebeto no emom na eno na NDC Director of Elections Owura ELVIS Afriye ANKRAH ene party ni se ekoba nsa omompene so da
Owura ELVIS Afriye ANKRAH wono ene hwe abato so ede ema NDC amayuku no na ensentwefo nhyiemu NDC for freye no no ene kasa ye wase ena wo kire mu se ede ebeto aba December 3 so ye kire se social media ye tumu no wo mo NDC for de mo empene so eba no sana Ghana for ye kasa boa ye ka ade ahye yem enkosi daben ena saade ne bekoso ntomo de wo bekoso akire madwen ede afa wo se enye o enye
serious concerns about the deliberate interference in internet services. Reliable information available suggests that the government has advanced plans to limit or shut down social media and internet access using the NCA. We are deeply concerned about this development as it threatens free expression and information dissemination during elections. We believe this is part of a grand agenda of the failed AKUFO-ADDO government to curtail free flow of information on election day as a way of covering up state-sponsored violent activities and rigging as it happened in the Ayawaso West Ward 1 election.
Oto asubiam akire mu ese abato komisa se yeba beto abano a yenhwe ne yamfa mobile phones anko police stations ahodo anim. Wose saa de ne so NDC for empene so eba no saa pietia Ghana for fa hodie so dodo.
This so-called use of mobile phones at polling stations. This directive, in our view, is illegal and it infringes on the rights of voters. We know that the EC rationalized this illegal directive by explaining that they don't want voters to take pictures of persons they vote for because that will compromise the secrecy of their votes. Evidently, you don't go into the polling booth with your phone to take a picture. And that is different from you cannot have a phone within the vicinity of a polling station. The two are not the same. There's a difference between I can't take my phone into the booth and when I finish voting, I'll take a picture of the vote and say you cannot have your phone, which is your personal property. Then I shouldn't wear a watch. Because after all, you can use watch to take phone. Or they don't know. These things happen only during party primaries. The AC cannot use that as an excuse to deny voters access to their phones around the vicinity of the polling station. So take your phones, snap, take pictures, evidence, video. I know, so if we didn't have pictures and videos, we would be here today. Take pictures, take evidence. Don't take it into the booth to take your vote. Nobody wants to see who you voted for. That's not necessary. But around the vicinity, all the things that are happening, we must record. And people should know we are in a technological era. So you think all these things that have happened on 7th December, the world will not be watching? So we are calling on voters to be vigilant at polling stations. We encourage voters to take pictures and videos of election day activities, especially happenings at the polling stations, and share them widely on social media. That's the way you can ensure transparency. When they were voting in America, we're not seeing it. People are going and coming. What is wrong with that?
Nano kwesiada na November busumi ne de toso aduonu emieno na Ghana Health Service for kwhye omunkrata emono de omuka ene se COVID-19 yare enipa ewobi Ghana sisi ayen cases no heye 775 na chese sa na yegina na Director General Emma Ghana Health Service Dr. Patrick KUMA ABOAGYE so hede abeto so na wo hwe ni nyina emu a obetumi aka se cases a yenya se oman no heye 51225 enumo no 50,127 ya hwe wom ho atom ti yayi wom enna test aya nyina heye 583,545 emu ahasa ene aduonu miensa 323 ometina nanom ewo Asiedu.
Currently we have a total of 51,222 cases across as a country since the beginning of the outbreak. We have discharges about 50,127, and currently our active cases is about 775. The last update we had about 1,139 active cases. So we had a decline of about 500 active cases, which is a progress. The deaths still remain 323. I know there are a few updates that will come in very soon. And our total number, we've done about 583,000 plus tests, and that means our tests per million population at about 19,451. As you can see, this is our positivity. It was very high somewhere in June. It dropped in October. About 2-3 weeks ago, as we explained, we had some little hump. There was a cry, but since then the numbers have been coming down. You can see that the positivity rate is coming down, and it's taking back to about June, September values when we were having relatively low positivity. Our active cases are distributed across. We have them, a few in Northern Region, Bono, Ashanti, Eastern, Greater Accra, and the Western Region. Central Region has very few, so is Western North. The rest of the country, we do not have any active cases. The main area where we have the significant number of cases is in Greater Accra, where you have a lot of cases in the, especially the Central Accra region, where you have a deeper red compared to a few cases in Shai and Nigo Pram, among others. So this is where the epicenter is still Central Accra, Adenta, Accra. That's where you really have the cases. as you can see. The total number of active cases is still on a decline. The recoveries are high as it follows the active cases. Okay, so this is just to show the same way that the moving averages are. The daily active cases went up in the middle of October. It started coming down. Towards the end of October, it's on the decline again. Next slide.
Yet why enkasi boy eso na de tiene say August, September, October and November abosomi 9 entem no Ghana Health Service o mo ye survey anase enhwehwemu be no ma hwe se the face mask me no ye hye no wo mo ye ya afei face mask ananke yenim se nkofo nhakra enti o mo nhye be so hanche mudu nwotwe 18% no apagya abedu ohanche mu aduochi emieno 82%. That is enko yie kra. And was say okay, so manfon kakra no so ehya. Ye hwese omo hye ne yie pa. First na wo mo hye ne yie pa no. Heye ohanche mu aduanan and 44%. Eno so so atia bahwim ohanche mu enso 7% a mpanyifo say enye kra.
We've had issues with the increasing cases early in October because the protocol of application of the mask was quite reduced in terms of all the protocols. Workplace issues were challenging, and so we had actually had to intervene to ensure things are done. We had dropped about 5%, but the subsequent, we've done some survey last week, just a marginal increase. Those who are not wearing is still very high, about 82% of people are still not wearing masks. 7% are wearing. The rest, 11%, are wearing masks but not wearing them accurately. So that is a far cry from the 44% that we had a couple of months ago. So you can see that we look at certain areas like Abobloshi. 91% are not wearing. Kaneshi, 91% not wearing. Ashaman, 87%. Malata, 87%. Tema Committee 1, 78% not wearing. Makola is doing quite well. 62% are not wearing, which means that the rest are wearing. But even for the 23% are also not wearing them appropriately. So we need to continue drumming out the message for us to be able to improve the compliance for that. Our headquarters, who were doing very well in the last survey a few months ago, now 96% of our headquarters are not wearing masks. The hawkers, 88% not wearing masks. Some of the traders who were relatively doing, who the hawkers were doing better than, about 80% are not wearing masks. But interestingly, as at the last time, now the buyers have improved. Now buyers, only 66% are not wearing masks. But the last survey we did, the buyers were not, but the sellers were doing better. And so these are all areas we'll continue tracking. We are currently doing another study to look at workplace arrangement to see whether there's been some improvement, because most of our outbreaks in the last one has come from the workplaces.
Yankwa Kotoka International Airport nso Ghana Health Service mpanyifo ekoho na de omoka ene say enipa 69311 ha wo ye wo nyina test enura no na chese bese November buso me ne de to so aduonu 9 no de eba ene say enipa mu bebre na na wo manya COVID-19 cases yi ebe enti wo hwema na chese 264 cases na wo ma record he wo Kotoka wiemhye gina bia nko a na chese COVID no ekoso papa.
Currently, since we started in the 1st of September, we have so far recorded 264 positives. This is people who supposedly tested negative before emplaning to Ghana. And that we so far discharged about 187 of them. Actively, our 77% of them are still active. Since then, we've tested 69,000 plus passengers, and we had a positivity rate of 0.38%. So that shows that the policy of double testing was important. Otherwise, we would have had all these cases coming to multiply in our country. So that tells you the number of cases in September. We have 42. We had 98 in October, and November has not ended, but we are doing a higher number already. And this goes in line with the surges in the rest of the world, and so we are also seeing the reflection in Ghana. So you can see that most of the passengers who tested positive at the At the airport are males compared to the females, and the majority of them are Ghanaians, followed by some citizens from UK and other places who are coming in with the positivity rate. So the top countries of departure also, you can see, is the US, UK, Nigeria, UAE. This is where we are having the positivity. This helps us to see the kind of risk profiles we give to the people who are coming in this area, and also influence our strategy as they come in. As we say, we still continue to encourage even those who have tested negative to remain as self-isolation for a week or two, so that we can still, because someone can still turn positive after he has turned negative at the airport. Most of the people who are coming from the airport are resident in Accra, followed by Ashanti, and Bono and Central. So the majority of them are in Accra, and that is why we believe that we are having some of the cases in Accra.
Ghana Infectious Disease Center open time before HSA and can you hear papa watching me at the alcohol about
Asiedu amrane ensem so epese passport gie no eyefo edema Ghana fo na afensu eben yen eno nti enomo atenaye anase officer ewo wa eni tamale no mo akwa woka wa eni tamale de ni bomu ana chese passport officer wo do Ghana ase no eyedu nan nti se de eben yen kakra osoafo abedi akire a wo hwe amrane ensem so onimonyafo MOHAMMED HABIB TIJANI eni UTV edi enkomo akire mu se enu mfiempim bienu eni aduonu ba akode na Ghana fo ye ho ahare nti yakwaje passport a enya de sebe kurukura krakra aba enkran anase kuru akese mu biem.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration is leveraging on the boundless limits of technology to enhance the efficiency of passport operations for improved service delivery. As a matter of fact, the ministry has adopted an operationalized government digitization policy by automating the process of acquiring passports through the online passport application systems. Residents of this region will have the privilege of conveniently applying for passport without traveling to neighboring regional centers for the processing of their applications. It is also envisaged that the establishment of this passport application center in WA would create business opportunities in the supply chain where indigents, residents, and well-meaning Ghanaians can take advantage and set up their own small businesses, such as internet cafes. The ministry would continue to work closely with other relevant ministries, departments, and agencies, such as BEPS and DEPS Registry, the Controller and Accountant General's Department, Ghana Immigration Service, and other security services of which have representatives stationed in this passport application center. It is therefore important for all staff from the various MDAs to exhibit high levels of professionalism and decorum in the exercise of their duty. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration will not hesitate to withdraw the services of any officer who behaves unprofessionally.
Wei ejumedie fefa mpanyifo ye na wo mudi bie passport application centers ano he wo wa ene tamale he wo etifi epoye ene etifi do mantam emo he de matimemufo a wo mo ewo ho yenko ensemfofo emwe national president he ma Ghana Cooperative Transport Association he yi Owura Edward HOFFMANN he futu a wo de ma atrotra driver fo ene ye nuan ma wo mudi mrika wo kwantempa wo nyina so se wo mo nhye so mbetumi edi mra so pepepe na asumdue mapan wo se oman ombetumi abɔ ho darubi ede aboa ebra ye kwa akoto abai
so ye kwa akoto aba eye Ghana ne bia asebie obi amra ma no kwan se onto aba no eye na asebie se o se onkoto aba abato woni mu sensem se ukọ na okoto aba ye stresse ukoto a na wa kofi enyume ye be kan na oba na wa be gina na wati uya wakofi koko madeva no bia nimsa madeva no bia nkoye basabasa madeva no bia mfa bibia eye wudi ade bia nkoho so bi ye nie ensese enya say Mount so make a way no ebe to abai politicians no Afri no be hackers yes so eduma ye no high and so enya sika the mesre ye highwa na wa bomodern say ube koboko
I agree say the passengers are you know we use money there then we should be making sure so bia won pocket man bunya ya the baby I ready for it say be black safely obi ahon ko ba sem bia if so abato no na me ne the best ne bi kasa na me to say edu abato me say na nya amanfo a ye bi nya dropping mo for be fine e tu kwan but say who as a driver na ko fa passengers no and I say ko fa dropping now who say enkoba nkofo ni di ani nyama omode for car ye nema bia e be die wu a be say we boy ko to police and I say wan say we tun fu say bia drop no nko bi nanka no so aboa ma abato na ko akosi
Asiedu hwe enuane ni kua ho nsem eso o mabomodin a any Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana aka ho abom na de wo ye nse wo ye forum bi a wo hye amanyokwa horo ni nyina o manifesto a wo de bai ne fa e fa kuayo e ho ensem e ho
Asiedu hwe nuane ani kuayo so ani Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana for ne kabo mu eye nhyiemu no eye kua be fa so be boma Ghana kua no afare ntuma pefra na MPP ni NDC o manifesto na mo de bai de fa kuayo ho so no omo akasa ede afa ho na head of programs any advocacy ede Emma Peasant Farmers Association Orua Charles any UTV edi nkomo chire mu say
sisi anu ye hu say MPP wo mo ye adwuma bebre ekofa planting for food and jobs but still no problems wo so into the person who ni say sa problems na wo no what modification ye tomo mo again na omo beye so that ye betima anye benefited from sa boano bebre offer fertilizer for instance even though MPP wo me ye subsidy on the planting for food and jobs but fertilizer bebre no na eyako Burkina any Togo through smuggling. Inti ekudru tam ye ekuafo nketwa na ye fertilizer na sa smuggling inti ye nyane sa post harvest losses farmers be bre omo ye perishable commodities say watermelon o konkransa say anase ada tomatoes tiobodon ni akumada tomatoes ngo be bre ye nye tofo say omo be abeto inti wo boye na ye dua na ye nye tofo a se ni nyina kwa profit bia ni wo sa normal na say yes ye ni agi say o me yes investment no but sa problems no ye nye kofa to say post service loss no ye pese ye hu say ye san tomo mo a what strategies na o mo be use address sa normal no
Empanyufo de nafuo mienu asi ho aye enchechre na ne nyina efa hoden ne energy ho nsem na dwumadie Nuclear Power Ghana Afia Ghana Journalists Association na Volta River Authority womo na ekeka eboma ebaso
nuclear no eyade a ebeboa oman na aban bia abaso kono o bodewro etu anamo nse oman ebetumpon industries ebeba oman yimu na industries so beba oman mu ani nyina gina se ahonam kania no so ebegina ne naso enjeno ni T20 pese ye di nuclear no so beka de e wodada no se de be ya man mu ahona enyinam kania nsem no ebekọ enkan inti ebe hwen so se ye be ye dwumade ni se de be ya eye issues of safety any security issues no emeye ade a ebe ha oman ni titre nyina ni se ye be man nsɛmtwerɛfo no nimde na se bia omo bo dwumade no hu dewura ombetimi abo dewuro na efa ekwan mu ana nso se bia omo nso ekokenkan dwumade no hu nsɛm o bibia internet so ana se omo te ho asɛm bia omo nso betimi ehu ne faban na se bia pese omo etu na mo kra ebusebusamu ansa na omo ede atodwa na omo nso betimi ede atodwa nti ye hwɛ ni hu se enketa hudi a ne nsɛmtwerɛfo no afiti ase no ebekɔso wa no ema no ensi ha ya efise adwumadie no anamonto no ewa na hu nimdie no so doso
say compare cost of energy wo chrome has called other countries as so or so nti one option ni nuclear power the area ya shasi gwami kuma na daruma Ghana utu anamon but o feedun the man amon tree concern ti ama say amana na aban na nuclear power Ghana BRA my bijo now my kwam commercial say yan so do na sisi entum emfa nwan to sebi akosombo dam video if you electricity oba for akosombo no bo form until we share all the options in the same trafo them in shisho banye some trafo antasia obi se no wabon hu dewu until wa fresh some trafo aba and then wa church home bring make all the options now afisu bo idin hu chiame no wabon demu magana bibeyako na bibeyako so bobo hina wotu wa church ase
Ghana ye High Commissioner awo India hey His Excellency Mike Okwe Jr. Efutu ode ma Ghana fo nyina se emra na ahokyere wo memu na wo ho papa wo no etwam so omtuma NDC a ebesan ababio
Ghana High Commissioner awo India His Excellency Mike Okwe Jr. Ode ato Ghana de hye nyina anim se mo ensan fa oman yi enkonkohye NDC amanyuko no bio esan say ade a NDC aban be ma oman no mu ayedin obo manfo a wonum ewo kwabenya ne potamu de kiredom kwabenya ene ne potamu abra wo mo ye mini rally bi ewo ho ne no ene o chese MPP amanyuko no di mpuntuo ni ehye bebre ena abre omanfo
meko e ba ka ke o ta ni o ya fe ne bo e o ba fon o shikie o ha MPP benye no no ni yo no just simple formula ni ake ba fon shikie e o kontie ka fe ready e be o kete number 1 ike o kete ingbe me se wo be ahoto na o koto aba na o beto ama number 1 na ye ni na ye nim se aba na ye koto no ye to president ama Nana AKUFO-ADDO nanso sa koto aba na o to president ba what we domi kwabenya ha no ni aye to aba amano oye MP candidate for Osono MPP Honorable Adwa Safo
Enwachi no emrahye bedwani owo Ablekuma North constituency onumunyamfo na Akyere owusu AFRIYIE na ono soso na ode nanimonyam kota adwumede yachi
se wo pe amambuo ja obi bia ho beto no na wonimu se kwan bia so no emehyehyɛ mra na mehyɛdam na se obi watamale no benye ho mfaso a eno na ya amambuo na ADDO di free SHS ba ye Bolga fo nkwa na enyem mfaso ana kepkosi fo nkwa na enyem nya ga na nyina ode napko ba ye ya fa ni powder 1000 e de aka hu enya ga na fa na nyina ode free water ba ye mpacho nkwa na anya iti wo hyadem na se wo semra wo ehimfa kura na wagadugu kura na sa emrano wunyam mfaso eno na ye omambuo papa
ne krakra mu no convener ema obatampa MPP group Rebecca Kese ono he no hyehyɛ sa rally woni UTV ekasa kire nsemu
enyuma papa wode aba me amegyina ha se me nka nkwa kire me ba mienu awie free SHS this year na nka me calculate school fees anka wo se metua nipa mienu na sa sika we se nyina mantua enkwara na ko school free o ma didi free wo mo san wie nsoso wasan de akonya bi aba wo mo betimi akọ university me awofo na krampo no me ha me ho because wa bi ekwan de ama wom wo benye ska e de ahya wom ankasa mo ho for more for Nana to do more for more for Adwa to do more
Yekopon katamanso abaton pesua eso na de wogina primrahye bedwefia konwa wo ho wo NPP amanyoko ni dimono HOFFMANN nasima wo kan se ekwan bia so obeje konwa no de ama NPP wa ba ye ba beto no emo Busian focus ye boy efi UTV so ye Ship House Abeka Junction Madaruma yenye nkrato ye ba ye beto aso